Yeah, okay.
Who's joining us?
You ready,
We're
Dee?
joining the Teams meeting.
I am on, you're
The
on.
attorneys and Taylor and,
Working?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see you trying to light it with matches.
There we go.
40 mile an hour.
see, now we got this
Yeah,
phone
exactly.
going. Now, can you guys hear us?
We can't, I think you're on mute, Julie.
Is there a?
I see.
Oh,
I don't know if there's a.
Yeah,
You're muted.
Oops,
okay. Hang on.
there we go.
No, we don't
We
want
see
you to hear
y'all, but
what
you're
we're
definitely
saying.
muted.
All right, technical
Hang
difficulties
on.
here. Hang on. All right, you got us now?
There, yes,
Okay.
And we didn't want you to hear us talking about you.
that's right.
All right. All right, we ready to call this to order? All right, we're gonna call the meeting of the River Plantation Municipal Utility District Board of Directors meeting to order at 6:31 on Thursday, October 28th of 2021. Okay? First thing we're gonna do, first item on the agenda is we're gonna approve the minutes of the meeting of the Board of Directors. I did notice they made the corrections we asked for. Anybody have any comments on the?
For September 15th?
Yep.
No.
Any questions? No? Tom, any questions?
No, I didn't see anything on here this time.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda, receive comments from the public. Richard, do I have a sign-in sheet? Thank you. All right, Donna Smith.
Okay,
Leave you to do yours.
the last time I spoke was at the town hall meeting you had, and I still appreciate what y'all do. But you don't have, you obviously didn't get the message. You didn't get the information out. It needs to be in writing, either on the door, in the bill, on, a letter to the constituents.
Regarding what?
The bond.
Okay,
When you're asking for substantial amounts of money, and I realize you lowered it to 15 million, thank you very much, but that's still a lot of money,
okay,
okay? I had no information,
okay.
and I would say probably 80% at least of the people that live here have never looked at your website,
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't look at it until I saw sign said Prop A. Well, what the heck is that? Y'all need to work better at getting information out. Please, please, please do that. I think you'll have an easier time getting us to vote for some of these issues.
Okay.
Can I ask you what we could do different?
Pardon?
What could we do different that's not being done already?
It's not going out in the mail. Did you
It's-
put a door hanger on my door?
We
No.
don't know, we don't. We don't
We
do
have to
that.
pay
It's-
for
But
that
that's what you
public,
could do
we have to
better.
pay for that
It's posted
privately.
here, it's posted at the CIA,
can't
it's
use
posted
mud
at the
funds
church, it's on
to-
social media.
We
on
can't use mud
Facebook
funds to
and next door.
advertise anything. Those
And it's
signs
on our
were paid
website.
for privately.
In other
But
words,
not
we
to
can't,
the
we
individuals
can't
in
use,
River
we
Plantation.
can't
You
use
can't
mud
put it on the
dollars.
bill? Put it in with the bill?
It's too much information to
It,
go on
it
the
was
bill.
posted on Facebook, it was posted on Nextdoor. I posted it myself twice on Facebook and Nextdoor. It was posted at the meetings. There was a meeting 2 months ago when we had quite a large crowd that were here for that bond hearing.
And it's,
Well, I wasn't able to
As a
make that
matter of
meeting,
fact-
the last meeting was at 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that was just to approve was that the one to approve the tax rate?
Yeah.
That one was just to approve the lowering of
So
the
did
tax
you have a
rate.
board meeting that month that I could attend?
That time, yes, because we had to approve it before a certain date. The tax rate has to be approved by a certain date, and the only time we could all meet, including the attorneys, was at that date at that time to meet that deadline.
but if you will look at our website, there is a place on there that says.
That's what I'm, okay.
May I finish? Okay, if you look on there, it shows a 10-year capital improvement plan, totally listed out. It also shows a 6-year one with amounts that to be spent on what projects. I mean, we can't get much more information out there. But there's no way we could print all that.
I'm sorry,
I know.
but
Excuse me.
your social media doesn't work for everybody.
Okay.
It just doesn't.
Okay. Well, then we'll have to take donations to pay for it because I had to pay for the signs out of my pocket.
You're through.
We can't use district funds to promote the bond
You
election.
can't use district
Nope.
funds to send out information.
Not on the bond election.
Not on the
Davis,
bond.
do you wanna step in?
That's right, the Ethics Commission rules prohibit you from using public funds for election advocacy.
We've got to find a solution.
Door hangers.
You know,
That's still using.
You gotta pay
public-
for them?
well, I would donate.
You gotta have 940 hangers,
I would donate, you know, but we haven't been asked.
so,
So.
okay, all right.
Okay. We
Yeah,
feel
and I
like
forgot to
mushrooms.
make it, I forgot to make it now, we're gonna limit comments to 3 minutes. I forgot to do that, that was my fault. So, okay, Robert Smith. Thank you, Don. Robert Smith.
Thank you
No?
for your comment.
Okay. All right, D.
Yes, I noticed that there were no recordings for the September 15th meeting, neither the audio or the video, and so I'm questioning that. What's the deal?
I asked the question today and I was told that unless it was recorded by Richard at the office or one of the directors or one of the attorneys that we could not post it on the website.
Well, he can sit here and do this.
Well,
It's
I
no
know,
big deal.
I know. So
But he
we-
does-
Oh, shoot, are we recording?
What,
So,
didn't the
Davis, are you
attorneys-
recording tonight?
I have this Teams set to record, and so
Okay.
it will record what you see, what you
Okay.
see on your screen.
Okay.
So,
Did they record the 15th?
No,
Oh, I thought they did.
no, it didn't. The 15th did not get recorded, that's correct? I didn't record, I forgot to record it and I think we could, yeah,
don't believe so,
yeah.
because typically we wouldn't record,
Right.
in this situation,
Right.
because it's not technically a meeting by video.
Right,
And so my suggestion is if you want to post an official district recording, then there needs to be an official district recording,
Okay.
as opposed to, again, we talked about it before, but I don't doubt that Dee does a great job and would submit a good, accurate recording and all that stuff, but just to avoid any sort of future conflict or controversy or anything, should someone else start to record the meetings or something along those lines, I think it would be a good idea to have should you choose to continue to post recordings, to have an official means by which you create those recordings.
okay.
And how do you do that?
Can we, now that I've already started the meeting and missed Mrs. Smith, if I remember next month or somebody reminds me next month to record it, is that an official recording or no?
Yes, I think if it's done by one of the board members and everybody, agrees to that approach, then I think that's fine.
Okay,
So Richard's recording doesn't count?
It does count. And Richard and I have talked about that for years. His audio recording of the meeting is a district record. And
Okay.
I don't know technically how that would be transferred or uploaded to the website, but that's certainly, acceptable.
Okay.
okay.
So if he has.
So we can get the audio
If he has
file,
the 15th, we could at least post that.
yeah.
Okay,
Right. All that
Go ahead.
happened was because we switched to in-person meetings last month, so everyone was used to the Teams
Right.
recording. It was just automatically there by default, and so that has stopped.
Right,
well, I will say it's really good for transparency because you get a heck of a lot more out of a video than you do out of the minutes.
right,
And what surprised me is on this 9:15 video, when I put it on Nextdoor and it was only on for one day, had 112 views. So that was, you know, kind of surprising to me. I didn't think it was getting hit that much, but, you know, people need to see what's going on, and if you're not at the
agree.
meeting, this is where it is.
I agree.
So figure something
Okay.
out so we can get videos.
All right. So are we all in agreement? Well, anyone opposed to us in the future recording meetings and posting them?
No.
No? Tom? Are you opposed, or are you okay with us
What?
recording meetings in the future and
Doesn't
posting?
bother me.
Okay. All right, so someone's just gonna have to be responsible for reminding me to hit the record button. So, because apparently I can't remember
I have
it.
a crazy question.
Okay?
Could we hire somebody to do it for a small amount of money? Is that legal? Or is that recommended, not recommended?
I don't know. Ask, you got the attorneys.
You,
Did you hear
could-
his questions?
Yes, you could, obviously subject to, you know, the typical limitations, but you could certainly.
Or could we work out something? We got somebody recording them. Could we make some kind of an arrangement?
Buy me lunch.
A nice salad.
I'm just trying to look for a solution
Right,
that we maybe can do without a lot of
Yeah.
extra expense.
yeah.
Buy you a Coke?
Okay, I sold.
All right, well, can we come up with some ideas on how we can do that, Davis? Can we?
Sure.
Okay, so,
Yeah, I think-
if we don't, if we all agree that we don't have a problem with Dee's recording, could we? I mean, because I think we were all here, were we all here on the 12th? I think we were all here
Yes.
on the 12th. So I think we should know what happened, and if we need to, we could run it against Richard's tape and confirm it.
Sure, I think that's just fine, as long as there is one official means by which the recording is made and posted, and just so everybody's comfortable with that approach, I think that's just fine. So,
Okay, all right, so any opposition to posting Dee's recording of September 15th?
Not here.
No, no
Okay.
opposition.
All right, so, Richard, can you get that posted for us? Okay. All right, Tim Horner,
Hello.
hello,
So I got a maintenance question about my neighborhood.
okay,
There's a lot that's been cleared for building a home,
okay.
and the people have either abandoned the lot or whatever.
They haven't done anything else with that lot?
No, it's just still empty, but they damaged the drainage.
Yeah. Do you know where he's talking, Richard?
Yep, I already looked at it.
Have you seen the back of it?
Yep. Where is it?
So
It's Fairway Oaks right down here. They cleared that lot that's, are you on Fairway Court? Is that what it's
Court,
called? Okay, Fairway Court, and it backs up to Stonewall Jackson.
Okay.
And they've cleared it, and, I mean, when I saw it, it looked like they had dug up the drainage. I
They
don't
tore it
know.
up so badly.
Yeah,
yeah, you got your front drainage ditch. It goes down into a grid, then runs a pipe along the side, and then runs the pipe along the back.
they've actually dug all that up so you can see it now?
Yeah, it's cleared out where it's grass now,
Okay,
but the right-hand one was a cement culvert kind of thing. It's all torn up. And the other one, I don't know what's there, but you can punch holes through it and know that there's something down
something
there.
in there,
But if that drain gets plugged,
yep,
all the water from Oaks comes down our street.
okay.
So wondered if that'll get on the maintenance schedule.
Do we need to, is it something we need to have the engineers involved with, or something you just
Yeah,
need
they
to
just
take care
broke,
of?
they just broke what I call the top lid of the,
I think-
of the
Okay.
I
box.
think we need to
And we had to
contact
order it,
whoever did it and have them.
Well, have
prepare
them
it.
pay for it, yes,
we
but,
had to order it because it's a big box.
right,
So I already
Okay.
ordered it, I'm just waiting for it to come in.
okay,
It's fairly
Okay.
simple to fix, it just looks horrible.
okay. By the way, can I take, are you done? Good,
That's my question.
okay, all right, we will get on it, I will make sure. That new lot, can I talk about something else while we're talking about maintenance issues? That new house that's going in there on by Charleston, across from the CIA building, what are we gonna do about that? That's pretty close to their lot line, where that box is on Charleston, where it dumps in, that drainage box. I'm gonna call it a drainage box, but whatever it is, where the hole is.
Right.
That's pretty close to where that lot line is. How are we gonna,
I don't think it is. Their lot line ends, you're talking about the new house that's going up?
Yeah, I'm talking about the lot, I don't know what's going in there,
No,
but
it's-
whatever's
their-
going in there.
Their lot line is outside of the easement even, so, on the one side.
Okay.
And on the back side, it doesn't go that far out, so.
It
it's
doesn't
okay.
go as far as that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've already looked at the plot line.
Okay, all right, it just looks like it's pretty close, I just didn't want anybody that had kids or something getting close to that thing. Okay, okay. All right, Mr. Duffy, you have comments, or you just put a check mark instead of yes or
No, I
no?
just put down.
Oh, okay, all right, you're good? All right. We good with public comments? Okay. All right, moving on to number 3, the engineer's report. Taylor on there?
I see his initials.
Yeah, I see Taylor and Jeff.
I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I was
That's
muted.
okay.
So nothing new to report on the permit, for the design projects, no update on FEMA. Holly Springs drainage, I did attach cost estimates for 2 options that I wanna go over with you guys. Option 1 is the full-blown, we're gonna solve the issue. Option 2 is a Band-Aid to alleviate the current problem. What option 2 does, and obviously there's quite a bit of cost difference between the two, but what option 2 does is pretty much takes the excessive water from behind the house, moves it to the front ditch in front of the house where you have better drainage to allow for sheet flow across the street. Option 1 goes through the process of upsizing the storm sewer to properly take it into the storm sewer and move it downstream to the west ditch eventually. So that's the discrepancy in the numbers there. No action really needed right this moment, as I don't want to push you guys to expend funds as we're going up to this bond application. This will just be something in the waiting until we get bond approval.
So,
You guys have any questions specifically to that?
yeah, so when you talk about directing the water across the street, how's that gonna affect the houses across the street?
So the way the drainage is set up, the roadside ditches in the front and the street itself flow better than the back ditch. And so it's just going to, it's already getting there as it comes through his lot to the front. It just helps the issue to come through the front, and then everything from there is able to drain better. So the difference is the elevation ponding in the back is causing that guy's house to flood. If you lower the elevation in which it's allowed to pond, then it will go to the front and start sheet flowing out to where it's going to go. I didn't attach the report, but on the report from last month, there is a pictorial exhibit showing kind of the flow pattern of how water moves through the street.
Okay, all right.
Isn't this one of the shared projects that we'll be working on with East Plantation?
Yes, this is, the Holly Springs drainage is shared between East Plantation and River Plantation. At the bottom of both of the cost estimates, I broke it out 50%, 50-50, which is based off of the agreement for that. I have not reached out to East Plantation at all about any of this information yet, but from what I've heard through rumors is they're not very advantageous to any group work for alleviating issues.
Don't we need to start some kind of conversation? Shouldn't we start some kind of conversation with them at this point? So they know what we're looking at?
What have we?
Well, I think they're, well,
Well, they don't know the cost, I don't guess, do they? I mean, we need them involved. in
probably
this
not,
conversation.
but the notification I received says they don't care what the cost is, they're not participating.
According to our responsibility to our people and to the other district, we should be reaching out to them anyway,
Correct.
saying, this is what we think needs to be done. This is option 1 is what I would think we should do.
Right. Well,
is
and
fix
what-
it right,
Right.
and say, this is what we should do, we want your input, are you going to honor the contract or not?
Right, and I think we talked about that last month at the meeting, and that we decided to wait until we had some numbers
We do.
before we,
Yeah.
well, we do now, yes,
Yeah.
so,
So I would suggest we reach out now,
okay,
and not, instead of waiting till the last minute, let's.
correct,
I
let's let
agree.
them
I
know.
agree.
I
So,
totally agree.
and I think at this point, we probably need to have the attorneys reach out, because we already know what their response is to us.
Well, we know what.
Well, I know what
we
the
what was
response is to
said.
me.
We know
so-
what was said, but that's,
so.
Well,
It's not here today.
would this be an attorney-to-attorney conversation or an attorney-to-Preston conversation? Or what kind of conversation is it gonna be, Davis?
It can either be general manager to general manager first, and then attorney to attorney, or we can start the conversation however you prefer.
Well,
I would hope that Richard could make contact with Preston, share the information, and make him aware of the situation. Send a letter. And you know, the difficult part here is also, you know, we hope to have some funds available in the not so distant
Right.
future to be able to make some of these repairs too.
Right.
I don't want to push too hard if we're not in a financial position to do the work yet.
Right.
So, but I think that we should absolutely make them aware of the situation and document that fact. So if Richard wants to send Preston a letter or an email or however you all think is appropriate, and then we can certainly follow up. I think that might be better if we were to follow up once, you know, River Plantation is ready to proceed.
Yeah.
but they're going into, they have a bond on the table as well.
Yep.
At this election, so, Richard, are you comfortable with making that first contact and?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that'd be my recommendation too, now that we have numbers that I go
Right.
to him with, and say, here's option one, here's option two, this is what we're looking at. Do you wanna participate now, or do you want to delay it, so when we get the funds, we can match and start together?
I would suggest.
Well, we're gonna have to delay it too,
Yeah,
until we get
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
funds.
saying.
Yeah.
And if he does not want to cooperate, then I would say, okay, then we'll turn it over to the attorneys
Right.
and they can go from there.
Here would my suggestion that we present option one only at this point. I'd rather fix it than Band-Aid it, because the most expensive maintenance program you have is one that you don't maintain anything.
Right.
And that's,
Fine. We
a
can
Band-Aid
present
is
option
almost
one,
that
fine.
thing. You know, so I would like to see you reach out, see if they are willing to discuss it.
Right.
And if so, let's see if we can get an agreement letter between the two that we will go forward with the project as we both are in a position to fund it.
Right. And it's,
Okay.
I can explain it to it's beneficial for both the districts, because it's drainage
Right.
from his area and ours.
Right.
So we're gonna work as a team together, option one, this is the way we're gonna do it to fix it, we won't have this problem anymore, we walk away.
Yeah,
from
but
that.
And
let's-
most of the
let's
people having
not
the problem are his constituents, not his
Exactly.
customers,
Yeah.
not ours.
That's exactly right, we're fine on our side. It's
Right.
all
Yeah,
on his side.
and I don't want to confuse it by putting two options on the table. Let's just
Give
put
him
the
one
one
option
that's
and say,
that's the
here it is.
best one
Yeah.
on it.
All right.
Right.
Okay?
Now, Taylor, if you can send me those numbers, then I can have something in writing to show him.
I think he said it's on the,
It's on the website.
it's on the
Oh, it's on the
website.
website, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they sent it in the
To the
amended
engineering
agenda or
report.
whatever
Yep,
on the
Okay.
website.
I'll take it off there.
yep.
All right.
It's in the packet, Richard, and I also went ahead and once I realized we were gonna be participating by teams, forwarded you that report by email as well,
Oh, okay, great, thanks, Dave.
a little while ago.
Let's
Sure.
let's try to get it confirmed in writing if we can.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Richard, just be factual. That's all you need to do. And
Right.
if it turns into an argumentative, disagreeable situation, you do not need to respond or engage. You're just conveying the information, and we'll pick up if it becomes something less than desirable.
Just tell them
Correct, I
this is
agree.
what our engineers are recommending, this is what we think we need to do, we'd like your opinion.
Right.
Yep.
Understood.
Okay. Okay. Taylor, you got anything else?
Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to report on was we received the DAC letter declaring the bond app administratively complete, and so it has been about 30 days in the review process. So hopefully we'll start hearing something as early as next week potentially
Okay.
on approval.
Okay, good. Richard, have you noticed that ditch over off of Stonewall Jackson? What is that, the east ditch, north ditch, west ditch, south ditch,
Stonewall
whatever that
Jackson
one?
Behind Stonewall Jackson?
Stonewall Jackson and Skyline,
East ditch.
east ditch.
East- east-
Okay. That thing is so overgrown again.
Yeah.
I drove by today, it looks like it's one continuous piece of land. It doesn't even look like it's a ditch anymore.
Yeah, I'll get it scheduled.
Okay.
It's not as bad.
Well, you're talking, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about,
Go look at it.
yeah, you're talking about
Yeah.
what we call the north pitch and the south pitch.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay. All right, Taylor, is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Emergency preparedness plan.
Okay, in the last legislative session, what I'll call the Winter Storm Uri bill, Senate Bill 3 was passed, which expanded the application of the emergency preparedness plan requirements. So under state law, districts in Montgomery County were not previously required to have an emergency preparedness plan. Districts in Harris and Fort Bend counties have been required to have one for some time now. And so now the requirements have been extended to Montgomery County. You guys will need to have an emergency preparedness plan, I believe, unless there's some sort of exemption that applies that I'm not currently aware of. So my suggestion would be to have Taylor and work on putting an EPP together with Richard. It's a document that essentially analyzes the system's ability to perform during an extended power outage. It looks at pressure maintenance and things of that nature. So, Taylor, is there anything you want to comment on?
No, that's pretty much it. I know Richard's gonna have a lot of the bulk of the information and stuff, so we'll work back and forth,
You got
but
it?
we do them by the high numbers as soon as
You're
we're,
already done?
you know, regularly.
Richard says he has it finished.
It's already finished and
Okay.
sent to TCEQ.
It's already finished and sent to TCEQ.
Wow, awesome. Okay, good job, Richard. I knew we sent you some information on it, but I didn't know it was done yet. So that's great work. The deadline's not until March 1st
Right.
to have it filed. And do you see any issue with implementation, Richard?
Nope, everything was covered in it. That was a fun report.
Yeah, it's worth noting that it's a form, but it comes with there are a number of attachments in the form of something like 75 pages. So
Wow.
it's certainly a heavy lift. So appreciate you getting that done, Richard. Thanks so much.
Taylor, I'll send you a copy of it.
Taylor, did you hear Richard?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right, number 5 then. Financial and bookkeeping matters, bookkeeper's report. Any questions, comments? Let's see, I think I had something highlighted. Richard Schmidt, $4,600, was that because he was late billing us, or was that because of some trees and extra work that he did?
It was trees, and that's 2 months of invoices there because our meeting was early last time.
Oh, that's right.
This is actually like a month and a half worth of bills.
Okay.
Richard, like I sent you an email earlier, I submitted an expense, and it's not listed on here. Do you know why it's not listed on here?
No, I called her about that, and I sent it in and approved it and everything.
Right.
Coded it and everything.
Well, I remember we sat there and coded it and did all that.
I pulled a copy out of my file. It was sent to her, but I don't know what
Okay.
happened. I'll find out though.
Okay.
Are we still expecting any kind of reduction to this TECQ penalty thing from prior year?
I haven't heard back from them. He said until they actually bring it up and they're way behind, he says, we won't hear anything. As far as he's concerned, the matter is closed, but until they get to the hearing part, then they'll reevaluate it and say, okay, well, all this was done before that, we didn't know that, and then they'll bring it.
He's taking about a 180, hasn't he?
He said it'd take about 6 months.
Well, I can wait 6 months as long as we get the money back.
Did Off Cinco not bill us last month, and so we got billed twice this month?
It's the same scenario. There's 2 bills in there because we didn't get the other one in time.
Okay. All right.
All right, I see the rate increase helped our revenues. Okay. Okay. see our revenues went up.
Looks like we're breaking even or.
Well,
better
yeah,
now.
but look at what our revenues went up over budget amounts.
No, that's good, it should,
Yeah.
budget, it
That's
wasn't
right.
budgeted for an increase. But at least now we're not in the red, we should be
Right.
able to start taking care of some things.
Right.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. Thank you. Any questions? Okay. All right.
Make a motion to pass it?
Yep.
I'll
Takes
second.
it. Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Tax assessors, collectors report.
We're gonna start seeing some action on here pretty
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, they just sent the bills out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
got mine.
I got mine and maybe 3 or 4 other people's.
Get me to bring mine home?
It's a great mail service we're getting.
I think they think I own more house than I think I do.
Yeah. No. So, all right. Good with the tax assessor collectors report?
Yeah, there's $29, I like
Can
that.
can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion, we accept it.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Review the investments. I like that, what was it, 69 cents interest last month? Wow,
Where did it go? Where
let's
did
not
it go?
all go somewhere at once.
No joke.
Yeah, I don't know where I did with it, I'm out of order here somewhere.
I'm running out of papers.
I got plenty, Jansen. No, it was one of them.
The interest?
Yeah, oh, here, this, yeah, that's what I was trying to find, the investments in that. Okay. Any comments on the investments, anything? We're good? Okay. All right, motion to accept that.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
A second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, approve the payment of the district's bills.
I'll make a
Thank
motion
you.
that we approve the bills.
Yeah,
A second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Administrative reports, managers' reports, Richard.
Okay, you'll notice in your packet, I'm changing the format of the manager's report
Okay,
to make it a little bit easier to understand and to put in a little information that will actually pertain to the district so you can see what's going on.
okay,
I've broken it up into sections so you'll also know which sections we're having issues with or not and how they're working.
okay,
Between the water plants, distribution, which are the pipelines in the district, the wastewater plant, which was wastewater, and the collection system, which is the sewer lines in the district.
okay,
All of those are actually separate items, and the other report really didn't show that.
okay,
This one here, no, it's short, this one's short because I just started it, the next one will be a lot more involved. But I also show even in the in distribution, you know, which customers were disconnected, and how many there were and stuff like that.
okay,
And also issues that are going on at the plant, if something broke, you know, gives you an outline of what we did to fix it, and, you know, and the capacities are still there, so you get an idea of what's going on between the water and the wastewater. But the rest of the outline is a little bit more open, so you can get a better idea of what actually is functioning when we're having problems.
okay.
So,
So is it 60-inch pipe problem, is that the one that's on the one that we talked about last time?
yes,
That's on the golf course?
Yes.
That's, okay.
yes,
I got a question, Richard.
yes, sir.
On your new format, which I like, that's a lot easier to read.
Yeah.
Under water plants,
Mhm.
you talk about gallons pumped
Right,
and gallons sold,
right,
and it shows a 5.63 loss.
right.
But if you go to the system's total report,
Uh-huh.
that's a different percentage.
That will change.
Different gallons.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, that will change because the system's totals report looks at numbers that are coming off RVS, and my reports are coming off the month-to-month sheet. So they'll always be off just a little bit. You're missing about 4 or 5 days in that report, varying from one to the other. Now, I can match it to the system's totals report if you want.
So it's not day to day, there's gonna be a slight difference between
Right.
reporting dates.
And the reason for that is the state reports are ending at the end of the month,
Yes,
And RBS is ending on the 23rd.
okay. So we're always gonna be 7 days
You'll always
off?
be off a little bit, yes.
Okay,
And you sometimes get carried over sometimes.
yeah, that's the 4th of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can revise it to just show the system totals report, you know. It's just a, like I said, this is the first draft, you know, and we can change that, that's not an issue.
okay.
If you want me to
I
match
think
the
you
system
should,
totals-
that way we've
Yeah.
got one number to look at.
Right, and you'll be able to see it on the
There's no
system totals
confusion.
report, right.
Okay,
Where's the
I'll take care of that.
5% you're saying?
On this.
on this sheet right here.
Where you wrote this out.
Do I have it? Oh, there it is, okay.
System
Wonder if I
totals,
can find it.
system totals report, you'll see,
Okay, I see it now.
Julie's favorite subject, which is the over 50,000.
Yeah,
And there was
Are they
14
going up?
customers.
Is the number of customers going up over
Well,
I mean,
50,000 is,
the 30,000? The number that are over 30,000, isn't that going up?
yes. Remember, as it gets hotter and people start watering, that's what happens. You're gonna get that. Now, unfortunately, there's 2 customers in that over 50,000 that are, they had a major problem with their systems. One of them was a broken sprinkler line, and he used almost 300,000.
Ooh,
And you don't even want to know what his bill is, but
Wow,
Hey,
how
that
could you
bill-
not?
that's how we got to 1.2 million gallons.
wow.
For the people over 50,000, 14 people.
yeah. And there was another one that had a commode issue that was pretty high. So those 2 were kind of accidental. The rest of them were actually consumption.
So we got 12 customers that are still using over 50,000.
14.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well. yeah, take
Just
those two.
legitimately using
They're just
that
getting that
much.
water.
We're using 10%.
They're turning the
of our total.
sprinkler systems on when it gets hot and the rain stops, and that's what happens.
Man,
It's a bunch.
Now, I would hope that the next, of course, we're going into cooler months now, so the
Right.
systems are gonna go
Yeah.
down, but, you know, the demand's gonna
hope.
go down, I should say.
We hope.
are you getting any other, many or any complaints about people not getting their bills? Cause I didn't get my bill for the month. I looked it up online and paid it, but I didn't get a bill.
We get that every once in a while, we have to go back to the post office for that, you know, that's not our issue, that's what we tell them.
I did get
I give them the phone number to the post office and say, call the postmaster and gripe and complain.
If you can ever get through.
Yeah, every time they get a new guy on the truck, we end up with this problem.
Right,
Yeah.
okay,
So you're not the only one, believe me, this month was about maybe 40 or so.
really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
And that's all I have.
All right.
okay.
TCEQ enforcement matters, I think we've already talked about that and that. Maintenance and repairs, any repairs or maintenance that we've had to do on,
Yeah, anything jump up and bite us?
anything, yeah, anything
No,
big?
just little minor repairs, solenoid valve, normal. No major failures and stuff. This is September bill, when I put together the October one, you'll see that in there. We haven't had that.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. Oh, wait, there was, let's see, hang on. Speaking of that, I think there was one in the bills that I had a question about. Oh, let me explain that. Okay. Okay. All right. Review of billing and termination policies.
Yeah.
Must be you.
Well, I put that on there because I wanted either Richard or Davis or somebody to adequately, once again, explain to the public how our billing system works, when the bills are due, and when there's the prospect of being terminated from service. Now, our bills always go out roughly the first of the month, 28, 29,
Yeah, I take them to the post office a couple of days before the first.
right.
that-
So generally, around the first of the month, you would get your bill.
Correct,
All the bills are due on the 15th of the month.
that is correct.
So the 15th is your drop dead date for getting your payment into the MUD. Now, then you've got actually a 2-week grace period before the Grim Reaper goes out to turn off your water.
Right,
So
And
you
if
actually
you're,
got a month.
you actually have a month from the time that you get your bill
correct,
to pay your bill.
that is correct.
So I mean, once again, now we've publicly discussed it and we've let everybody know, because I know last month, there was a lot of people that got cut off. And I got some heat for it from neighbors, so.
So is there any, do we do any contact if they don't pay in time? I mean, do we have any other, do we?
I will tell you, he contacted me when mine was gonna get cut off.
So we
Taylor
do
will-
contact the
Taylor
customers?
will usually put out what she calls courtesy calls.
Yeah.
She does?
If you're getting ready to get
That's
shut
what I
off,
was
though,
doing.
she will call you first,
Okay,
and if you don't answer the phone, she'll leave a voice message if she can.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise, that's it, you know.
And I have to clarify, when they called me, it was before I was on the board. So that was, yeah,
She tries to do that every month, I mean,
well, that's good, I wasn't aware of that,
Yeah.
that's
She does that
good,
every month, because believe me, they're gonna come screaming at her
right,
when they're shut off. you know.
right.
And they start yelling at me because I turned it off. I
Right.
said, well, sir, you didn't pay your bill, that's why you got shut off. Well, I didn't get the bill. Well, sir, that's a common thing.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but you should have called the office and asked what happened to my bill.
It's due every month, just
Every month.
like all your other bills.
Now, remember, we send the bills out before the 1st. On the 16th, the computer spits out the red cards. That's your late notice. Anything after the 15th, you get the 10% service charge, late charge. And then the cards go out telling you, you've got 15 days to pay this balance or your water's gonna get terminated. Then it clearly states on there, you're gonna get a $50 reconnect fee if that happens. So that's why she calls them, trying to avoid that from happening.
Good,
A lot of people will say, oh, I'm really sorry, they'll pay it over the phone, done deal. Other ones, you can't get a hold of them, the numbers we have on their accounts are not good, or they changed phones and forgot to tell us about it, the usual routine, But they get their attention real quick when they get shut off, then they get mad, But I'm
Naturally.
saying, look, we've done everything we could, we told you, we tried to call you, we sent a card out, it clearly states on the bill, you had 30 days to fix this. City of
Not only
Concord-
that, but don't you, if I'm not mistaken, don't you knock on the door before you shut it off, when you go to their house?
wow,
I can tell you.
But you,
okay,
I mean, we make every effort.
You have practice.
I have practiced.
We make every effort to try and get it
Happened
paid
once,
for.
won't happen again.
yeah,
But it does happen. I mean, City of Concord, you get 10 days and you don't get a notice, that's it. You're done.
So Richard, they're getting a bill, they're getting a delinquent notice, and then they're getting a door tag, right?
A phone
No,
call,
phone call, courtesy
phone call, and then they knock on the door the morning before they shut it off.
Okay,
So they're getting plenty of notice.
Yes.
okay. Well, a lot of times, a number of my clients do, door tags. Have y'all ever done door tags, Richard?
No, we've never done door tags.
Okay. A lot of times it's like a door hanger, kind of, people see those flyers from time to time, but it's like a kind of 24-hour notice that hangs on the door of termination. That's, I would say, fairly common practice if that was something that y'all want to
we
consider.
could print some of those up, just keep them in the office, and then
Yeah.
they could go out a day before, 2
before.
days before.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
Somebody gonna come.
I think we should do that, we could do that.
Because they know
It's
all your
not
neighbors,
political.
know your water's gonna get cut off.
Yeah, the other issue I get with the door hangers a lot of times is, well, I don't use my front door, I never see it.
Yeah, and if you leave it at my front door, I would never see it.
But once again, we can only do so much.
But we
to-
can
That's
do
it.
it, and it doesn't matter if they see it or not, we try.
Right, yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
I always see if somebody sticks it on my door when I drive in, I can see my door.
It's pretty much been the same policy for the past 20 years that I've been here, and
Right,
we've never had an issue with it, so. Most people are cooperating. We actually get some people say, I'm really sorry, I didn't realize it, and they'll take care of it. But then we have the few that will just pitch a fit.
okay,
Okay. That it?
that was it, I just wanted to once again explain everything, and I think we've done so.
Okay. Okay, does anybody have a reason we need to go into executive session? No? Okay.
No,
Do we have any, pending business?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to switch our websites, our new site is ready to go. I wanted to tell you, this might be part of the answer that you're looking for. We asked that everybody look at it, see if you had any
Yeah, I did.
recommendations,
It's
anybody got
beautiful.
anything they wanna do, change.
I'll look
Is
at
it different
tonight.
from the one that you posted like last month or 2 months ago?
Well, yeah,
additional-
except now this one has been totally populated. It has all of our information.
Right,
As
okay.
a matter of fact, our plan is, if everybody is happy with what it is, and quite honestly, I'd like to see some of the stock photos taken out before, as time goes, but we can do that going forward. He'll tell you that for us at that time. But, give you an idea, we're gonna save probably around $6,000 a year, I'm guessing, just by making this change, and we'll have more services. Because just like Tim mentioned, we were billed $1,000 this month for our current provider.
Yeah,
The new one's
Cinco.
gonna be like $300 a month, period. Right? Now, this might help you some, and you might pass it out to your friends, this new website, and we're hopeful to launch it by mid next week at the latest, okay? There is a place on there that you can subscribe for, what am I trying to say?
Email alerts or something?
Email bursts.
Email bursts or text messages, okay?
Is that like Blackboard?
I don't know what Blackboard is. I
Don't know.
It's
Not
basic,
sure.
if we have something, like if a pipe busts somewhere, or if we're gonna do a bond election.
Or we have to shut off your water for some, neighborhood water,
Yeah.
not your
That-
personal.
Yeah, we gotta shut off your
Yeah.
street
We
for a
could,
week.
yeah, the whole street or something. We can send out a text or email to everybody that's subscribed to it and let you know what's happening in advance, which might be part of the question you arose earlier, how do we get something to you that's not additional cost? If you subscribe, we could have easily sent this information on an email blast or a text to anyone subscribed to it. Yeah,
And that sounds wonderful, but can I say,
sure.
first you have to get people to go to the website.
Yeah,
Huh?
and
You know,
that's,
That's the biggest issue.
and,
But we can
but that
only,
sounds a lot like
I know.
Blackboard Connect that I'm familiar
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
but I mean, I will tell you, when I posted on Facebook and when I posted on Nextdoor, both times, I said, visit www.rpmud.com for the information. It's on, there's a 10-year plan, there's a 6-year plan. And, I mean, without going and knocking on each and every door,
Well, I'm not a Facebook friend of yours, so,
you don't.
well, you don't have to be, it was part of the RP group.
but I'm not part of the RP group.
Oh, well,
But we can only,
And-
the problem is, we can only do so much. We can't go around and knock on 1,400 doors,
right.
Any rate, if there's nobody's got anything they wanna change.
Can I
or
look at
no
it tonight?
Huh?
I'll look at it tonight.
Well, if you do, just get with Richard.
Yeah,
Is
So-
that the current one
Okay.
you have? Is that the one that I looked at today?
Yes, ma'am.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
good.
And
This
it's
was-
user friendly.
It is.
Wait a minute, how did you see it today?
I don't know.
You saw the old one. The new one
I
is,
saw this one
Yeah,
right here.
there's the email
I saw that
address
one right
there. Yeah,
did you see that one?
yeah. Well, it's on
It's
the
part of the
packet,
packet.
director packet.
Yeah.
Oh, the one, the PPI development?
Yeah, that's on, that packet
Is that the
was-
one you saw?
Yes.
I didn't know it was out to the people. That one wasn't supposed to be out to everybody, sorry about
It's
that.
really nice.
But, okay, so Richard, if you will get Monty tomorrow, tell him to go ahead and,
I'll look
take
for Julie to
Yeah, I'll
comment.
look at it
Yeah.
tonight, but,
take it live and
And then I
cancel,
need to-
cancel the other service
I need to
officially.
notify, give them a 30-day notice.
Right.
Yeah. Just give them 30-day notice, but as far as I'm concerned, as soon as Monty can get us up with the new one, cancel that, and then let me know. And even though nobody sees it, I'll put it on social media so no people will know to subscribe if they
so now
want.
I have a question, now that you brought that up. How is that gonna affect our payments thing at all? Or does he have our payments, online
It's
payments
It's
integrated?
just like it was.
No, we-
Okay.
yeah, we moved the
Everything,
link- we
all
moved
of
the
our
link.
videos are already there, all of our meetings, our agendas,
Oh, man.
all of our emails,
Okay.
everything that we had before, we still have.
Okay,
Except now we have augmented, we even have a bulletin board up top telling everybody that the post office has now announced that they have up to 5 days to
5
deliver the
days.
mail. So if you're gonna mail your payment in, and we're telling them that, if you're mailing your payment in, remember, give yourself enough lead time to get it there, because it could take up to a week.
Yep.
So we're doing everything, so far as I know, we're doing everything we can do
Okay.
to try to notify people. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're ready to go live.
Yeah. We own the domain, so It's very simple to just transition the rest of the stuff over.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to look at it before I leave here tonight.
Okay, all right, sounds good. So if you'll take care of that, and just notify me when you get it alive, so I can send out something, let people start subscribing to it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Do you guys have any pending business?
Just the meeting schedule. I just want to note that state law requires that we canvass election returns within a limited window after the election period,
Okay.
between the 5th and the 15th. But from an administrative standpoint, there is a window during which the county needs some time to actually count mail-in ballots and overseas ballots. And so they asked that you do it later in that window, right?
Okay.
So I was gonna suggest our November meeting also falls on Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
And so I was gonna suggest that we move the we have to have a meeting sometime around, let's say November 10th. And I was gonna suggest that we move that meeting up, to someday that week. So I'm open to suggestions. It's a little bit of a crazy week just because of that that schedule and elections and everything. But
Veterans Day.
the evening of the 10th, sometime midday on the 11th.
Well, we've got people that are not happy if we're meeting earlier, so perhaps
Okay.
do the 10th. If I'm hearing you right, you're not available in the evening, right?
I can meet the evening of the 10th.
That's what I meant, yeah.
If that works.
That's a Wednesday. Can
Works
you
for
do that
me.
one?
I can do that.
Works.
That works for me.
Work for you, Mark?
Yes.
Okay.
How about we do the 10th then?
Okay, that sounds great. The 10th at 6:30?
That's good.
Sounds good.
Is that gonna be the November meeting or a special meeting?
It's gonna be the November meeting.
Okay, so we will
Do
not
that.
get the bookkeeper's
6:30.
report.
Yep, 6:30.
Okay.
In that month, we won't get the bookkeeper's report.
Okay.
If she can't get it any earlier, if the meeting's any earlier than the 17th, she won't be able to do it.
Okay.
So we're gonna do two things at that meeting. We're gonna canvass the election and have our regular meeting. Correct?
I mean, that's right, unless you want to have some sort of special meeting.
No.
A second meeting.
We could save
but
some money by not doing a special.
Yeah,
meeting.
that would be my
Absolutely.
suggestion.
This'll work good.
Yeah, I think this year killed us on.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You wanna look at the December meeting, while we're doing it?
Oh, sure. You wanna do this December meeting since we gotta reschedule it?
Yeah, it's gonna be rescheduled.
Sure.
Okay, December.
All right, what's December look like?
The week before Christmas.
23rd is 23rd.
13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, any, that week?
I'd almost
I think
like
that
to
makes
stay on
sense.
Thursday, 'cause I think I'm gonna have commitments.
Okay.
We'll do the 15th,
Well, you wanna do the 15th?
If you guys can
What's
do
the
it.
15th?
Wednesday.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right, you won't have your schedule that far.
Yeah.
What's,
15th is tough for me.
Okay.
We can wait until November to decide if y'all prefer.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
can
let's
get
do that.
closer,
Do
we
that.
can decide his
That way Mark's
schedule.
got his
Yeah,
schedule.
Yeah, but Mark will know that.
yeah, okay.
Well,
All right, so November 10th at 6:30 PM. So, and yeah, I'm gonna make this comment. I don't mind you guys doing it teams like this. This actually works. I mean, now that we've got the sound figured out and now that we've got, things figured out, this works fine for us, for me, anyway.
Yeah, the only issue we have is having a video to put on
Well,
the meetings.
we just appointed Dee, our official videographer earlier, remember?
Oh, did we make
Or we
that?
can video, if you remind me, I can hit the record button and we can record.
Oh, we
on
can
here.
record it
But
right
you
there?
have to
Yeah,
sit
I can record
together.
right there.
You gotta
This
sit
is
closer.
recording right now. Our Teams meeting is recording, but it's not gonna capture the entire, meeting, right? It's only gonna see what I see, which is, not Tom, a little bit of Mark,
Okay.
and Julie, you and Tim. And so my suggestion would be if you're posting a recording online, it should be a recording that at least shows the
Everybody?
entire board
Okay.
and, your reactions and all
Okay.
that kind of stuff, that occurred during the meeting,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
All right.
Picks up all the audio well.
Okay. Can we authorize Richard to go get a little table? Because if we had put it right over there, I think he would have seen, we would have gotten everybody.
Yeah, better
We
angle.
probably
Yeah.
have a table somewhere, don't we?
Well,
Richard?
that's what we were trying to
No,
find.
we didn't.
We
No, we
couldn't
didn't.
We
find
don't
it.
have anything? I probably
No.
got,
There's not a bar stool or anything back
We
there?
couldn't find
hey,
anything
you got
to put
plenty
it
of
on.
those, don't you?
You wanna bring one down? A step ladder or something, you
Not a
know?
bar stool, an office stool. Is,
No,
Well, we'll figure something
yeah,
out.
we
got
might have
2
an office
weeks,
stool,
so-
we're using the bar
Couple
stool.
weeks, so, all right,
we'll make sure to take it back from the bar every time we have a meeting.
there you go. All right,
Just joking.
all right, so Richard, we'll figure out how to get something, yeah, so. And I think it's, at least we got sound tonight, last time we didn't have sound, so we're making progress as we go, so,
No, Baby steps.
that's it.
No, this works great for us, and truthfully, particularly with y'all's 6:30 meeting time, it adds a lot of time traveling to the meetings, right? Because we're leaving, 5 o'clock, to drive up there because it's the worst possible,
yeah.
traffic time. And so it definitely saves you some money and makes sense. There may be a time when something comes up where I think it might be helpful for us to be there to answer any questions, particularly with bond sales and things like that. We're gonna have a lot of documents to sign, but, we can just, address that stuff as it comes up, so.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
all right,
Okay,
We
perfect.
got checks to sign.
do I have, oh, that's right.
we
have
got checks to
to
sign, so can we adjourn pending
Yeah,
signing?
can we, yeah, all right,
We can
we
go ahead
will
and
talk to you guys later.
You gonna adjourn?
Need a motion to be official, sorry.
Well, I didn't think we could adjourn till after we sign checks.
If you voted to approve all the checks?
Yes.
So that the formal, they are approved. So
Okay,
if that makes
I
sense.
move
Okay.
that we may adjourn the meeting then.
okay. Do I
I
have a
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Okay, all right,
Thank you.
see you guys in a couple weeks.
all right.
You guys